Dear Lord, I need you now. Please, send help.
An unnecessary question, perhaps, but is everything all right?
No, I'm not all right. There are demons in the mill. This is all Haskell's fault. May his wretched soul rest in peace. His leniency brought the devil on us. Now witches will walk the land. But why are you still standing there gawking like a goose? Aren't you a banisher? I told you there are demons.
Aye. Tell me all about these demons and this mill.
There is a mill. It is my mill, in which I mill flour to bake my bread. In the mill, there are demons, sent by the evil one.
Oh, all right. No need to be an arse about it. I'll look into it.
The mill lies past the barren fields and across the bridge. Whatever you can do to help, I would be grateful.
Will you be all right out here?
Will any of us be all right now our governor's gone? Lucy Barrow is dead, and demons walk. God has forsaken us.
I'll take that as a maybe. I'm sorry to learn the alewife has died.
Oh, don't be.
What happened to her?
Danced too close to the devil is what she did. I do not know what happened to her, but her death is not my doing, though it was I who found the body. I shall not miss her.
You will when the ale runs out. You really don't seem to hold her in your heart.
The baker and the alewife both need barley. We made a bargain, spit in hand and shaken on, to share the crop. But she broke the deal, went her own way, cut me out. No, I did not like her.
I should go.
As must I, to the hamlet, I think. God walk with you, Banisher.
Demons and a dead alewife. Haunting case.
Haunting case.
Watch out! Spectre possession.
Get back up!
Demons. Here I was expecting an audience with Legion.
Someday, maybe.
No bread. Cottle never mentioned that. Quite the botanist. What does a baker need with all these plants?
Remember the olive bread with rosemary and sage?
I miss Rome. I miss bread. Seems Cottle was looking for a substitute for barley.
And failing.
Cobwebs on empty barley bags.
He ran out some time ago. Looks like Cottle hasn't been able to do his work for quite some time.
This looks like it was ripped from a herbarium. Phytolaica decandra.
Pokeweed. It's poisonous. I doubt he used it. I hope I'm right. We should go back to the Harrows and talk to him. So a baker is forced out of work, his business partner dies mysteriously, and now the baker is haunted.
How bizarre. Still, I feel for him. He'll be desperate. Can't sustain that for long.
From his demeanor, I'd say it's too late. He's a lit fuse on a human powder keg.
Wouldn't like to be around when he goes boom.
Get out of there!
I'm a bit. Mr. Cato, are you here?
What is luck?
Anyone home?
Right, well, what happened here?
There was a robbery, or someone threw a tantrum.
Oh, it's a miserable life without bread. Aspen must be the woman Cottle spoke of, the one who trained him.
Perhaps he's lonely here, away from his people.
Takes dedication to sleep where you work. That or poverty.
My mother treated a baker once. He had the worst cough I'd ever heard. Turns out inhaling flour all day isn't good for your lungs.
Aye, and neither's poverty. The oven's seen better days.
I know the feeling.
Is it just me, or?
I felt it too.
Despite the barley shortage, Lucy Barrow was brewing ale. Drove Perry mad. Sent him snooping after her.
Why would she not tell him? Food is as important as drink.
A key hidden behind a spectral web. Why?
What are you doing with my key, you filthy thief? You! Who are you? What are you doing here? Wait. The Banisher McWraith? Haunted by a ghost? You must be joking.
Mistress Barrow, glad to see you, circumstances notwithstanding. This is my partner, Antea Duarte.
Yes, pleasure to meet you, but never mind that. Perry Cottle stole the key to my alehouse. You have it. I want it back.
Why would Perry Cottle have the key to your alehouse?
He wishes to steal my business, so I hid it from him. There's nothing quite like watching a grown man soil his britches over losing a bloody key. Serves him right. The barley failed. No barley means no flour. No flour means no bread. It drove him mad. It made him mean. I don't easily scare, but he scared me. And I was right. In the end, he poisoned me.
What's your relation to Perry Cottle?
We traded. Pleasantries, foodstuffs. He baked a fine loaf. Mostly we shared the barley crop. I worked with him, now I hate him. When I offered him a fair deal, he threatened me.
He omitted to mention this.
Allow me a moment in which to come to terms with the news that the liar, Perry Cottle, failed to tell the truth.
You know how to brew ale without barley. We know this because Perry Cottle spied you doing it.
For a great baker, he makes a piss-weak spy.
Why would you not share your work?
I'll tell you this. My husband and I ran a tavern in England. He supported my ambition. Never once was he intimidated by me. When he died, I sold up and left for the New World. I was looking for peace, opportunity, wealth. I found it all. Until the curse. Everything I have, I earned with the sweat of my brow and the brains in my head, and neither man nor God shall take it from me. Perry Cottle thinks innovation, the fruit of my labour, comes from God, to be shared by all, but especially by Perry Cottle. I am a woman of enterprise, and no one drinks for free. No payment, no deal.
Tell me about the poisoning.
To start, let me tell you about the baker Perry Cottle, who is as mean as he is stupid. Mean, for he would not pay me for my work. Stupid, for he poisoned me before he could get his grubby hands on it.
Are you sure he poisoned you?
We had words. He threatened me. He carried out the threat. It seems cut and dried to me. You don't believe me? See for yourself. You have the key. Go to the alehouse where I died.
Where is it?
Go north, across the bridge, past the fallow fields. But do be careful. I hear it's haunted by the ghost of the poor dead alewife.
We should go.
You should. Work to be done. Chop on.
Looks like Perry Cottle left some details out of his story. Let's go to the alehouse.
I always thought I'd be angry too. He says one thing, she says the other. Hard to know for sure who's lying.
It takes two. Desperate people do desperate things.
Maybe. Or maybe he's just an idiot.
Don't let that spectre get to the corpse.
Get lost, won't you? That's not.
Lucy's alehouse, I believe.
A playground for the devil, according to some.
And this door is locked. Ah, the governor, in his genius, given the title alewife to the alewife.
She must have loved that.
I'm surprised Pericotto found no substitute for Barley.
Some men can't think beyond what they already know. But this, I think, is about wounded pride.
This place reminds me of Mother Louse's over on Cheapside. And how the old alewife's doing.
I'm sure she'd be glad to see you back on your feet.
She was a good friend when I needed one. Oh, look at that. It's the drunkard's jackpot.
Don't get excited.
Once upon a time, finding this lot would have made my day. Yes, and those orders won't be fulfilled.
Unless Perry takes over the brewing.
Wouldn't be the first time an alewife lost her business to a man. It's locked. There must be a key. Voices spit past, waiting to be heard. A book of poisonous plants with a page torn out.
Let me guess. The Phytolacticandra page is missing. You need to see this.
That's quite the sale. Good thing she had her husband's support. Unmarried alewives don't usually have it so easy. Those concoctions sure are inventive.
She knows her trade.
I know brewers, and this one is talented. Lucy Barrow was quite the force of nature.
As a widowed alewife amongst witch-hunting Puritans, she'd have to be.
Exactly. Well-thumbed books. Lucy Barrow's an educated herbalist.
An alewife, fierce and educated. I bet folk were intimidated. And suspicious.
Keep looking.
Folk need bread. What do you use in place of the barley? Lucy, Mistress Barrow, please, I beseech you, tell me.
No.
Folk must have bread before they have ale.
I offered you a fair deal. You're the one who turned it down.
Then you leave me no choice. I'll have the secret. I'll not let them starve when there's bread to be had.
You missed your chance. Now go away.
Not the first time we've heard of this deal.
Doesn't change the fact that Perry was furious at Lucy's refusal.
Enough to kill? Seems unlikely.
We should search the mill. Quite the operation Mistress Barrow is running. Quite the collection. Well labelled too.
Lucy Barrows is better organized than my mother. This is the phyto... the portweed. What's it doing here? This is our ghost tie, and a memory hangs on it. Through time and distance, I now see.
Harry Cottle? Is that you creeping once again? give you anything. Best run, Cottle. Have a stick and I'll not hesitate to use it.
She took the fight to Laka instead of the Hobbs.
A sad fate. And a stupid death.
Afraid to lose her individuality, she lost everything instead.
Without her secret ingredient, I still can't make bread.
Harry Cottle, what are you doing in my house, you horrible little man?
Dear Lord, what work of the evil one is this? Lucy Barrow? But you're dead. I saw your body in the alehouse. The dead return, and you are most surely a witch. Yes! Oh, this explains everything.
Oh, for the love of God, just stop your nonsense and explain what the hell you were doing in my alehouse.
I believe I'm the one who needs answers.
Oh, God! Oh, the world is ending, and the Lord must call us to him.
What were you doing with porkweed, Lucy, if you knew it was poisonous?
I am a herbalist and an alewife. I make things. I have all sorts of poisonous plants. I knew Perry was spying on me, so I led him to believe I was using common weeds in place of barley. I chose pokeweed because it helps women with their monthlies.
Twisted and ingenious. I think I like you.
Perry Cottle stole from me. He found out about the poisonous plant and killed me.
Go on then, Mr. Cottle. What were you doing in the alehouse when you found Lucy dead?
I'd not seen her in a moment. I was checking she was well.
You base strain-hardy oaf. You'll not have what's mine. You were checking to make sure I was dead.
I was doing no such thing.
But you were, Mr. Cottle. You spent weeks harassing Lucy here for her recipe. You harangued her so much that in a moment of stress, she made a mistake and accidentally poisoned herself. For that, you are responsible.
Time to set the top on the right bottle, Cottle, you dundering harasser. You dwindling failure, you sneaking thief.
I never meant to. I am none of those things. She had it coming. Devil worshipper, witch, selfish woman.
Lucy Barrow, under the pretext of a demand for fair payment, you hoarded a valuable recipe.
That's right. You'd have starved us for the sake of your business. You denied the children of God their daily bread. For business, Lucy, for business. Our Lord God called you to give service to his flock, and you demanded payment?
Let her speak, Mr. Cottle.
If the Lord wished the fruits of my labour, then he should have paid me like anyone else. I worked hard for where I am today. I deserve to succeed. I worked my arse off for it, and you would have me give it away. Not a chance.
To work then. Let's do this, so it's done. Lucy Barrow, you haunt the baker Perry Cottle, blaming him for your accidental poisoning.
It was no accident.
There's much to admire about you, Lucy, but the dead must leave the living alone.
I fought for everything I had. I'll fight on.
That war is over. Surrender. Win the peace. Life will go on. Give it one last gift before you leave.
I replaced the barley with oats. I have it in stock.
Oats? Oats are for cattle.
Oats are for beer, and biscuits, and bread.
You made your mark upon the world. Go in peace.
There is nothing left for you here.
I suppose I must thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I have some thinking to do. I think that pricking is my conscience. Have I strayed from the path of our Lord? Well, bugger.
Mr. Cotto must come to terms with his mistake.
Mr. Cottle will have to decide what kind of man he is.
Devil take you!
We're not alone.
Oh there! Can I help you?
Doesn't she remind you of Goody Perkins?
Aye, the old lady. She seemed fine.
We should look in on her. They never learn, do they?
I'm under threat. Try this on. Once you've revealed the roots, I'll destroy them.
Sharpshooter.
Years of practice.
This looks like the captain's cabin, frozen in time.
The ship's captain was married to Goody Perkins.
That must be why her ghost lingers here. They must have had a house. Can't be far, if it still stands. The years seem to have spared this place. How strange.
That boat reminds me of Old Bureen. I went there once. Sat on the quay with my mum and my sisters eating cod and watching the boats.
My father took me fishing. I too would watch the great ships come and go. I'd get restless. He'd give me the squid he'd grilled for his hand lines. I miss him.
a house by the sea. Hepzibah's house.
A lonely place for an old woman alone.
No, it's not here. Where did I put that stupid key?
Good day.
What? Oh. Who are you? I don't know you, do I?
Didn't we meet her ghost?
Good day, ma'am. Red McCraith. We spoke, of late. I'm the Banisher.
Why, yes, I do remember. You're the kind young man, the doctor. Or was it the rat catcher? What can I do for you?
Noticed anything strange lately?
Nothing stranger than usual.
How about lurkers? Shadowy figures, perhaps, seen from the corner of your eye. The feeling that someone was watching you.
No. Why?
Well, here's the thing. I believe you may be haunted by a ghost.
A ghost? Don't be silly. I have rats, maybe. I'm sure I've heard them scrabbling, but they're just rats.
Change the subject. See if it helps.
Did I hear you were looking for a lost key? Would you like me to help you look?
Why, thank you, young man. That would be just fine.
Have you any family, Goody Perkins? A sister, perhaps?
I don't have any relatives left.
Did you have a twin sister?
My memory, sir, is lately like empty pages in the book. But I would surely remember a sister.
Her memory is failing.
There's something you should know. In the wrecked hull of a sea vessel, I found your husband's log.
Husband? The very idea. I've known no husband. I'm sorry. The log cannot be right. It must belong to someone else. It must. Right? Yes, it must. I've known no husband, and I'll not hear otherwise.
Not so sure about that.
I'll bid you good day, ma'am.
You take care now, Richard.
Her memory seems muddled.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the haunting? Well, let's find out.
Something's nearby.
Where is it? Dust, undisturbed.
She mustn't come up here anymore.
I feel an echo.
Is all well? I heard a noise.
Worry not, madam. Not about the furniture, leastways.
You need to see this. Over here. Red, come see this.
That witch put a curse upon my poor husband's boat. He lies dead in the briny deep, and she walks free. I'll not bear it, and nor should you.
Your distress moves me, Mrs. Perkins. I'm very sorry for your loss. And I swear upon my honour as a servant of God, I shall not turn from the truth. You may trust me to deal with Deborah in the appropriate way. Attending that, please put the sickle down, for I fear you'll do one of us an injury.
Goody Perkins was very angry.
And she hated Deb. Bruh. Keep looking for the key. Red, come look. You need to see this.
Whale. I saw another like it on the ship. Key's hers. We should return it. I want this for my mantle.
You don't have a house.
If I had a house, I would want this for my mantle. I'll use a sextant, but I'd prefer a well-drawn map.
It's really not that complicated.
Map. Every time. Picking up something spectral nearby.
Nothing interesting here.
Goody Perkins, here's the key.
Key? What key?
The key you were looking for. That key. The key.
I don't know anything about a key. I don't want it. You keep it.
You had a husband. Have you forgotten?
Stop saying that. I've never married.
When he died, you blamed Deborah. One of the widows from your husband's crew wrote to you. What happened?
I know no Deborah. I have no husband. I know no Deborah, and you, sir, are bothering me. Please leave.
We'll get no more from Goody Perkins. Maybe someone at the Harrows will know something.
Look, there. I do believe that's our ghost.
She's leading us somewhere. Let's follow her track.
I don't like ghosts that run away.
Come on then, keep up.
Ugh. admit I am surprised. Sweet old harmless Goody Perkins was an absolute hellion.
People change over time. But since her husband died at sea, why blame Deborah for it?
Perhaps she was in pain. Needed someone to blame for the loss of her husband.
Let's ask her ghost.
Back here again.
Maybe we missed something the first time. I have another in sight.
How does an old ship magically become newer? You could kill a fair few whales with one of these.
You're not the type.
Do you see anywhere that could help?
Keep searching here. The spot can't be far.
Gone again.
Wait, she led us here. She must have had a reason. Should we take a glimpse at the past?
Now the past is mine to see.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. For I have done this evil in thy sight. Hang me up before the Lord against the sun. That his fierce anger be turned away. Deliver me from my blood guilt. Purge me, and I shall be clean.
Tell me you understand what is going on.
Is she trying to warn us about something? She killed herself out of guilt. But guilt about what? There she is.
I pray she stays there. No more running.
What strangeness is this? Can you really be Goody Perkins?
I can be Hepzibah Perkins, and I am. I know Mr. McRaith, but I don't know you.
I'm Antea Duarte.
I need your help. I do not wish to ask for it, but I must. I have prayed for help, but God has not sent his answer, because I do not deserve an answer. Unless the answer is you, then God mocks me. But at least he answers.
You're alive, yet dead. What do you want with your other self?
I must warn me, her, of the danger. The gates of heaven are close to me, and the Lord is deaf to my complaint. I've committed the greatest of all sins. I denied the life he gave me. Damnation eternal awaits us both. I must save her from herself.
Life can take you to the darkest places. I know this. I know how tempting a permanent solution to a temporary problem can seem. Yet some consider it the worst of sins. What brought you to it?
God knows. And I would prefer to keep it between he and I.
If you want us to help, we'll need to know.
I just need you to get away from her. Every time you ask her the question, it's one more chance for her to remember.
This is... How can you be alive and dead at the same time?
This is the Lord's punishment. This is his will. I remember the bone-chilling cold as I wandered in the endless darkness. Then, suddenly, his warm and dazzling light enveloped me and brought me back. Here, to where I'd lost my life. This is my penance. Damned to watch, helpless, as I sin against him. Again, and again, and again. But then, I thought perhaps not. Perhaps this is my chance for redemption. For absolution. For salvation.
Your living self seems to have lost her memory. Any idea how?
She has lost her memory because she is haunted. Perhaps this is why God has sent me.
You remember, and she forgets. What happens if it starts to come back to her?
Then she will remember, and I will forget.
This is genuinely fascinating.
If she remembers, I have failed. I am the keeper of her memories, her pain, her faults and her guilt. I protect her from the past to safeguard her future.
You don't protect her, though. You're killing her.
Then she dies without adding to her sins, and I am no longer needed.
We must go now.
Please, save her.
What now?
We go back to the old lady's house and check in on her.
Do you see anywhere that could help?
Keep searching here.
This case is beyond me. What about you?
Charles once told me about a time-traveling ghost. I didn't believe him. Kronos. God of time. This has something to do with the ship.
Well, obviously. Exactly what I was thinking.
The nightmare likes to play with time. No more nights and winter never ending. This may be some sophisticated punishment for Hepzibah. I don't think she's home.
Have a bit of this.
Goody Perkins.
Look, the rock. There's an echo here. A vivid memory from the dead is somewhere near.
Come on! Won't someone do something? All right, I'll start then. Cowards, you all! We welcomed you, and this is how you reward us. Confess now, woman! Confess the names of your accomplice witches, or be sent back to the rotten hell you worship!
Damn it.
Wish we hadn't seen that.
But we have seen it. Now we know. How bad is it?
She remembers, and soon shall I die.
You took part in the torture and murder of Deborah Comenius. You killed her.
I could not bear the grief of my husband's loss. It turned to anger. I sought a culprit. My rage was blind. I knew Deborah guilty, because I needed her to be guilty. I was not alone in it. I share the blame. But the guilt is all my own.
This mistake, how do we stop you, or her, from making it?
Talk to her. She remembers. The curse will be repeated. Her memory returns and she remembers the stone. She remembers the day she killed. The day she killed Deborah. The memory of that sin, of her blood guilt, will drive her to another sin yet worse. I must be stopped.
We must go now.
Please, don't let her do it. Save me from the sin I'll soon commit.
Mrs. Perkins, are you all right?
I have a weight upon me. The stone. The stone. May God forgive me. What have I done? I remember now. I remember everything.
Aye, and I can tell you're upset. It's a lot to take in. Unfortunately, there's more. There's a lot more. The ghost that haunts you is you. It's hoping to stop you doing something that you'll regret.
My ghost! Is this why sadness hangs heavy on my poor heart? Is this how I feel my guilt?
Life is a gift to be cherished. Sadness fades, joy returns, you can't throw it away.
I know. But what if that's what I deserve? You're a good soul, sir, and a man of action. Help me. Spare me my misery. I beg you, end it. End it now.
We're banishers. We end hauntings. That's all we do.
We are banishers, but we are also human. We should help others. Mrs. Perkins, it's time.
You heard. Show yourself.
Hepzibah Perkins, as you live and breathe, I know your past, and your future too. I've heard your request.
I see no other way.
There is always another way. But if this will prevent your damnation, I'm happy to serve.
Thank you. You seem a nice young man. I know how much this cost you. Sail towards my end. Land ho, and God bless you, Red McRae. You heard my complaint. Thank you.
That was something.
It won't be the last weird case you have. Trust me. Wards, think you can fend for yourself? Sorry, not this time.